My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is May 8th, 2025. It is 5:18 a.m. There are some tweets I want to get out of the way right away. And I probably won't be able to record all of them. So let's get started. This is the first tweet. Let's go on Twitter. Actually, this is it here. Mail publisher asks Prince Harry's lawyer for payment for evidence document while Duke's side wants unredacted documents. Okay, so there's that. I have the article open. It's archived, so I will share the archive link. Mail publisher asks Prince Harry's lawyer for payment for evidence documents. Preliminary hearing held in case of Harry, Doreen Lawrence, and others against Associated Newspaper. Okay, the publisher of the Daily Mail has asked lawyers for Prince Harry to hand over any documents relating to payments or threats made for evidence and the legal claim against the news organization. The Duke of Sussex, along with a group of 6 others, including Liz Hurley, Sir Elton John, and his husband David Furnish, are bringing legal action against Associated Newspaper Limited, ANL. They have accused the publisher of conducting or commissioning unlawful activities such as hiring private... When was that? Why does this sound so old? May 7th, 2025, yesterday. Okay. Am I missing something here? Because I thought this was done already. It was settled. Harry and someone else, a politician, was the last two ones who remain, and they settled it anyway. And maybe I'm missing something. Or is that the one, because Harry's suing so many people, or is that the one that's coming next year? Because it's 3 newspapers that Harry was suing. I don't know. Okay, don't take my word for it, but let's just read this to be informed, because I thought that was done already. Okay, the Duke of Sussex, along with a group of 6 others, including Liz Hurley, Sir Elton John, and his husband David Furnish, are bringing legal action against Associated Newspaper Limited. They have accused the publisher of conducting or commissioning unlawful activities such as hiring private investigators to tap phones, blagging private records, and burglary to order. The group, which also includes actress Sadie Foss, Baroness Doreen Lawrence, and politician Sir Simon Hughes, that's the one that I thought were the 2, Harry and him, were the last 2 who remain, and then eventually they did settle, leading up, literally probably hours leading up to the trial. And Harry made them apologize to him and his mother, unless if I'm missing something. Accuse the publisher. Some of you who have been following it, please let me know in the comment section. Even though I record every day, but sometimes I get confused because there's so many people Harry suing. Okay, accuse the publisher of web of illegal acts. ANL firmly denies the allegation and is defending the legal action, previously describing the claims as lurid and simply preposterous. On Wednesday, Anthony White KC for ANL told the High Court that the case is being brought principally as a result of information allegedly provided by the third-party investigators. He asked the court in London to order the group's legal team to search for and disclose any documents that relate to payments, royalties, or endorsement paid, provided or offered, or any demands or threats made in order to obtain documents, information, or other cooperation. One of the things that crossed my mind, if it's the same thing or the same company that I'm thinking of with Murdoch, where, what is it, Sir Lewis destroy a whole bunch of documents. I don't know if this relates to that, but they know all the good information. They will not give it to them. I don't know. This is what I'm saying. I read too many of them. Sometimes I get confused. Okay? In written submission, White said a limited number of documents had been disclosed, which showed that payments were made or offered to procure evidence and invoices, but there is a good reason to believe that incentives have been offered to pay by the research team more widely. Speaking in court, he said that one of the investigators was paid £16,000 for a series of invoices and her evidence. He added that this was, quote, buying evidence from a certain perspective, end quote, and for evidence against newspapers. White also asked to be provided with documents relating to when each of the group learned of the potential unlawful information gathering. He added that, quote, not one of the claimants has disclosed a single document evidencing or referring to the information they were provided with for their watershed moment. The group's barrister, David Sherburn, told the court that any documents that were not privileged had been disclosed. Mr. Justice Nickling replied, is that the same one? Oh my God. God help us. Quote, I find it remarkable that there are no documents. Prince Harry's lawyer asked for unredacted documents from Mail publisher. During a 2-day preliminary hearing, Sherburn made a number of applications, including asking for some documents provided by A&L to be unredacted. He said lawyers for A&L had been excessive when redacting documents exchanged between the sides earlier this year. He told the hearing in London, quote, so they expect Harry to read between the redacted documents? The approach to disclose has shown only a partial pictures of the wrongdoing. Sherburn added that there was redaction of parts of the documents which are necessary to understand the true extent of the unlawful information gathering, which he later claimed was habitual and widespread. In written submissions, the barrister said the overboard redaction by lawyers for A&L had made many documents incomprehensibly or extremely time-consuming to analyze. Sherburn also asked for further documents relating to the alleged use of private investigators to be disclosed by A&L. Sherburn said, quote, we are talking about a situation where there are huge gaps in the defendant's disclosure. They're hiding something. In written submission, he said, the defendant's disclosure reveals clear, systematic, and sustained use of unlawful information gathering by private investigators, PIs. Quote, the defendant instructed multiple PIs whose unlawful activities have been extremely recognized by the court, with payments spanning decades and involving executives from both of the defendant's newspapers and numerous journalists. And it continues, this is despite what seems to be a much reduced pool of documents which appear to be the result of either very limited searches, non-preservation, or what the claimants can only sensibly infer was intentional destruction. They destroy the things that they know that relevant. And this is why I'm a little bit confused if this has to do with the situation with what's this guy name who worked for Murdoch? Will Lewis. Okay, White said that as well as denying the claims, the publisher has advanced a positive explanation for where information in the articles used in the legal case came from. He said, quote, both sides applies redaction of their documents on grounds of irrelevance and legal privilege. And it continues, the defendant also apply a limited number of further redaction to protect journalists' confidential sources. This is what they love to use. Okay, the sources, I'm telling you, those UK newspapers, they abuse this clause, confidential sources, where they don't have to name where they get the information from. They abuse that to the max. White also said the disclosure, quote, does not require the defendant to disclose materials which might assist the claimant in hunting for an ever-expanding case that there were other victims of unlawful information gathering. Mr. Justice Nichol will give a written judgment on the issue at a later date. This has to be for the next court case that Harry is suing. All right, so let's go back to X and read some of the comments here. Oh, that's me here. I was going based on the caption here. All right, poking the bear and things like that. All right, I hope Prince Harry shows them no mercy. The Daily Mail obvious has a lot to hide, which most likely the implication of his own family members. No surprise, the whole corrupt establishment tried to leverage his safety and security. Yeah, they don't want this to be in court. So far, he got 2 out of the way, and there's 1 coming. And I'm assuming this had to do with the one that's coming next year. There's the la fear, the audacity. Daily Mail invoked the European Union Human Rights Act to protect their hacks. Isn't that the same institution they are trying to pull the UK from? Daily Mail parent company invoke Human Rights Act to stop naming the journalists. This is the thing here. They love to use the law that protects everyone when it benefits them. And then once they get the chance, they remove those laws so others don't use it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know when people are gonna see it. Wow, this doesn't sound corrupt at all. There's the rolling eye. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna finish record everything. Next tweet. Mail Online has reached out to the psychic Nostradamus to tell them about Archie's future. There's the laugh here. You see, since Meghan came back on Instagram, there's no more inside sources or sources closer to the couples. Looks like they either move away or they are outside now. There's the laugh here. So the only way to get information is through psychic. I'm sure the account will read and voice. There's the pound sign here. Purpose to see into Meghan and Harry's future. That is dedication, people. Anyway, according to the psychic, Archie is steeped to severe ties with Archwell Foundation. What the hell? Archie is a 6-year-old. He probably doesn't even know what his parents are doing. Well, he knows about Invictus because Harry sort of made reference to that in one of his interviews. But all this nonsense here, what does Archie knows about that? Archwell Foundation in 2042, and Lily is going to be the woman the royal family would like to be. There's the laugh here. These people also unserious. Living Nostradamus makes prediction about Prince Archie's royal future. Oh my God. Authors claim, what year was that? Authors claim to have predicted the COVID-19 pandemic and the Queen's death. Well, the Queen's death, I knew it was coming. Because when I was seeing those pictures of her, it looked like she was in a freaking coffin. I knew that was coming. And then they used that moment when Meghan and Harry were, doing a lot of engagement, went to the UK, and then go to Germany. And then when they were supposed to go back to the UK, they put a stop to it. They told the Queen, sorry, Queenie, you gotta go. It's not funny, but they gave us a hint. Now he is sharing his other prediction about some of the other members of the royal family. Only God can protect this. Only God knows the future. May God continue to protect Harry, Meghan, and his little family. In an interview with the Mail Online, Ethel shares his thoughts on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's children, Prince Archie, 5, and Princess Elizabeth, 3. Authors say Archie is destined to be a dual figure, permanently divided between 2 worlds that will never be reconciled. Because this is what they want. This is not telling the future. This is what they're trying to craft. The same way they were doing to Harry. Painting him as this drunk, smoking, and all of that. They wanted him to be that. So now they doing all of this, wanted him to be, about Archie to be that. This is why I say only God has the Sussex's future. My goodness. He added, on one side, the birthplace of nobility and the weight of a rejected title. On the other, the fluid freedom of American childhood. Between 2031 and 2035, Archie will enter a cycle of eternal rupture. What the hell? He will be a soul and crisis. No, he will not. He is content, tranquility, and peace. These people, they want these kids to be... Why don't they talk up? William has 3 kids. Even though I don't like to talk about children, but they have those over there. Why don't they talk about them? There's one picture where all of them had their heads down. Only was the youngest. Louis, who was in front, looked like he tied them up and walking with them. Why don't they talk about that? Archie will enter a cycle of eternal rupture. He will be a soul in crisis. No, he will not. With God's help. Questioning his identity and place in the world. Nah, he knows exactly where he will be because his father started to talk to him. Look, I just mentioned about the Invictus. People with disabilities and all of that. He's starting to know about compassion and understanding. No, this is whatever they're putting on papers, this is for the left behinders, unfortunately. Okay, he will be a soul in crisis, questioning his identity and place in the world. It was explained, quote, but why do these people always think negative? Oh my God. It would be a silent but symbolic gesture, a break with the narrative that Meghan and Harry have created. My God. He will never accept an institutional role, but he will make a rapprochement in 2040 motivated by a significant family loss, perhaps the death of a senior member of the royal family. Going on to discuss Archie's little sister, Princess Elizabeth, it was predicted she'll grow up to be a powerful woman with enormous diplomatic skills. That with Lily, unfortunately, I have to agree with that. And I'm not just saying it because I'm reading it here. This is something I've said in the past. And sometimes when I bring it up, I sort of try to craft it in a way where I don't sound too crazy. The moment that I saw the image of Lily in the garden with her little hat, with Meghan, and I think Archie was there, and the dog, the way she was walking around, and I was like, oh my God, she's gonna be someone. I think she's gonna be, she doesn't play nonsense with anybody. She'll put people in their place the moment she saw them playing BS in her face. Okay? She'll be more of a tougher person than Archie. Archie will be somewhat a bit more passive and things like that. But Lily, she will have that same sentiment, but she's not gonna play games with people. You playing stupid, she'll put you in your place. This is what I feel about her. Meanwhile, Ethos went on to claim that Archie could sever ties publicly with his parents' non-profit organization, Archwell, in 2042. For Archie, again, this is something I have said. Because I don't think Harry and Meghan will force them, both kids, to be doing the same thing that they are doing. They will let them be whatever it is that they want. I think Archie will strive for something else, something he care about. But eventually, at the end of the day, he will go and do what he wanted to do without any pressure from his parents, because this is what he will want to do. He will pursue it and he will get the support of his parents. And then later on, something is gonna click. And he's gonna turn back to be doing the same thing that his parents are doing. This is what I think. Okay? Harry and Meghan, this is something I've said in the past on PYTE, not on this channel. Harry and Meghan set up Archwell in late 2020, months after they stepped away from their senior royal roles. Alright, let's see here. Oh, there's more. Princess Elizabeth could represent a modern monarchy. Let's see. Princess Elizabeth could represent a modern monarchy. He claimed that Elizabeth will represent what the monarchy would like to be, modern, plural, and empathetic, but without having to wear a crown or live in a palace. At some point, they will understand what their parents, Elizabeth and Archie, they will understand what their parents had to go through to keep them safe and everything else that went on. Because everything is documented. And then with all those court battles that Harry's doing, these are evidence to show the true narrative what was going on. So the kids will know and future generation will know. Then by 2052, oh my God, these people are crazy. Then by 2052, Lilibet could play a decisive role in redefining the role of the royal family. It was predicted. We wonder if this prediction will come true. Do you think? They're not to be trusted in terms of the royal family. But I would say those kids of William, maybe they will understand. But if they're growing up like this, where both families are, their minds are like a freaking peanuts, and I don't know if after Charles and Camilla's gone, if anything will, I don't know who will die first, if Charles will die first or Camilla. And I think Camilla is one of those that have a leash on those people. But why do they have to talk about the Sussex's kids? Why don't they talk about the leftovers? Why they predict all of this? My goodness. Prayer for protection for the Sussexes, because these people are freaking lunatic. My goodness. But anyway, let's move on. Okay, there's a laugh here. Why don't they want the futures of the Wells kids predicted? Okay, there's me here. I can tell them the future. This is something that I said in some past videos. Okay, this in response to a tweet, see the original tweet. Well, this one does. Okay, that's the thing I was just mentioning. That's Louis. Okay, let's go into top one. Okay, I took the screenshot from here. That's Louis in front. It looks like he tied him up. Everybody heads down except William, who's looking for something. Okay, he knows his position. Walking up straight, head forward. I mean, he's looking on the side, but he's the only one from the children, and his head is not down. Okay, not a single one in that family knows the meaning of stand up straight, horrible posture. Well, this one does. That's me responding here. Someone retweeted it. Oh, maybe it's when I put it here. Okay, I went back to the original tweet where it started. Let's pause this. Insanity. These people are so effing insane. This is a level of desperation that I've never seen before. Why can't UK leave the Sussexes alone? Quit dreaming about Harry and Meghan's children. You then want to protect them or allow them to breathe your salty air. Concentrate on the tax-funded leftovers. Futures. This is disgusting. I'm glad Archie and Lily are far away from these monarchist cycles. Words fail me. I reject all this spoken and unspoken negativity and send it and their senders back to the pit of hell. Those children are for sign and wonders, and the grace, glory, and protection of God rest upon them. That's a small little prayer. Whatever's here, that's it. Bottom up. Absolutely disgusting. How come they never approach these people to discuss other royal kids? I've got second-hand embarrassment for these so-called professionals. Did King Charles III consult psychic when he used Archie's birth date for his coronation? Because some people believe it was ritualist, since then want them there, and birth chart is commonly used for ritualist affairs. This coyotes, there's the laugh here, was able to predict all this even though he cannot see them up close. There's the laugh here. Please, I'm begging you, give me his number so that he can predict whether Friday or Monday is best for me to buy lottery ticket. As I'm eager to win and become a millionaire. There's the laugh. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. I guess let me move on. Okay, I need to hurry up. There's that. I've seen this too many times. The media operating like a cartel when it comes to who they demonize or protect. It's a theme that runs through from Murdoch to The Guardian to Channel 4. They establish their joint power with a joint kicking Harry for now. Alright. I'm not gonna read this. I'll leave the link in the description. Okay? It's not that much though. Oh, it's pretty long. Okay, I'll leave the link in the description. I don't have that much time to read the article. Peter, what happened to Marina? Okay, she's part of the media establishment, work for Murdoch. She knows the drill. I guess that's the author of the article. UK media Twitter space is clean from Sussex Squad. After that, I posted on the BBC Global, quoted them. Okay, so that's that. Let's leave that alone, okay? The UK is crazy. Okay, so there's another one regarding British media. There's more. making reference to UK media. British media is so effing insane, my god. Their obsession with the Sussex kids is weird AF, especially when they have whole princes and princess and direct line whose future are more tied to UK, yet it is the Americans who they have no access to that they obsess about. Okay, make it make sense. Okay, so she retweeted that. That's the thing I went over. Okay. The desperation is unfathomable. If, as you claim, you have no use for Harry and Meghan, why write about them incessantly? The tabloid are so starved for Sussex content, they have turned to soothsayers for divination. What's next? Voodoo, spell casting, pagan ritual. Who knows? They're probably doing that. I guess it's our prayers that pretty much at work. Those who believe in the true God, this is what's playing right now. Alright, I guess they already know Charlotte and Louis' future. Palace will feed them to British media and make their life a misery, just like what King Charles the Cruel, Yorkshire really did and still does to good King Harry. I guess the sparkle has worn off the Wells trio, and they aren't even teens yet. What has happened? It tells you who sells papers, the Times, Financial Times, and there's that, or Murdoch on. Baggage forgot. I mean, at some point, this needs to stop. Okay, so I came across a video from Martyn. I mentioned him in one of the videos that I recorded this week, and I was looking for his tweet or his tweet, because he tends to summarize everything pretty shortly. So there's this here, representing the nation, hardly. All right, let's listen to this. The royal family has one allegiance themselves. That is true. Oh, let's listen.
Morning friends, happy Wednesday, and oh my goodness, our talented cartoonist slash illustrator friend Rob Brown has been at it again. And the timing of this dropping yesterday at exactly the same time that Charles and Camilla unveiled massive portraits of themselves, more on that in the next video, could not have been better. And today's image shows exactly who the royal family really are. William's moving aside a portrait of a soldier saluting at the last post in order to salute his own family colours. And that tells you everything you need to know. The royal family's primary concern is themselves.
And when we think about this duty, this role that the king has taken on, what kind of king do you think he'll be?
Well, you know what you're getting, because he's been practicing for a bit. And I don't think he'll change.
The royal family's primary concern is themselves.
The king has taken on. What kind of king do you think he'll be?
Well, you know what you're getting, because he's been practicing for a bit. And I don't think he'll change. You know, he is committed to his own level of service. That will remain true.
And extracting hundreds of millions of pounds from British governments and British taxpayers like me every single year. They will not be there for you as their subject if you have a tragedy, if you lose your job, if you need support, if you are a minority, if you need a spotlight shining on a cause which is vital to you, like education, opportunity, jobs, employment. They are there for themselves and other people in their social circle. They are the only people the royal family care about. As ever, comments are open. Let me know what you think.
And he is absolutely right. And it's very sad that the little people, okay, don't see what is happening here. And they will rather support those people, those rich and powerful, instead of looking at, especially, just look at the US, those MAGAs, okay? Plenty of them. Many of them are not educated. There are some who are educated and they had their reason for voting. I remember coming across a video where this Chinese man was asking, I think he was American though, Asian man was asking this white man who they both were eating together, and the Asian man asked the white guy why he voted for Trump, and he gave his reason. This I could understand because he's protecting his own interests. But the other groups, even some white MAGAs, the poor MAGAs, where they're removing social safety net. Look at Trump removing, arresting people for whatever. What do you call this? Food stamp. Majority of them are the one who's in food stamp, and so many other things. Okay, social safety net. But yet, they prefer supporting those white and privileged. And now, it's just mind-boggling. Okay, and then they're willing to do the dirty work for those white and those rich and powerful too, while they're starving. Okay, very true. That's the thumbs up. This is what it is really all about. With the leftovers left behind royal family and the nasty royal institution, it must continue to survive at any cost, even if it means destroying someone and the family. They will lie and manipulate the public with their nastiness to make sure they survive. And it's the fault of the people itself. Even what's going on in America, it's the fault of the people. All the truth, everything was playing in front. Trump was telling them everything. He even said, you don't have to vote anymore. Just one time he needed your vote. And look how he's destroying the country already. No wonder Elizabeth kept going until her last breath. She knew Charles will destroy the monarchy along with his feckless fap William. You have hit the nail on the head, Martyn. There's that. Right. Alright, let's go to the next one. That's another video from him again. Okay, let's pause. More bombshells or BS stories from the cult in London once again. The Daily fell in their quest to bring Harry down. It's all rehashed BS with different headlines. Okay, right, Maureen? How do you know that? Alright, Maureen Callahan thought Harry and Meghan had done the most egregious thing imaginable. New bombshells are coming. Diana's brutal verdict on her son was correct. Okay, let's see. 1 minute and 48 seconds.
Morning, friends. Happy Wednesday. And boy, oh boy, has the bum fight started. The British non-working royal family must have been incredibly embarrassed by Harry's BBC interview. As well they should be. They should be absolutely ashamed. But the big question for this one is, how does Maureen Callahan know that there's more bombshells on the way about Harry and Meghan if she's not deeply connected to Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace, who were seeding these stories? Is Maureen some kind of crazy modern-day psychic? Is she connected to the ghosts of the past, or can predict the future, or both? How does she know? The Daily Mail has been in the pocket of King Charles literally for decades. They brief the narrative about what King Charles and the royal family want the British public to believe. They set the narrative, they set the whole scene, they control the dialogue like some kind of twisted modern Shakespeare. How does she know? This can't be the other way round. It can't be about Harry and Meghan getting ready to drop bombshells, because she certainly would not know that either. This is hugely concerning for anybody on this planet that's a normal human being, and after the mistakes of the past are really concerned for the safety of these two hard-working, generous and giving people. As ever, comments are open. Let me know what you think. Have a brilliant day.
I wanted the video to play fully without me interrupting. One of the things that crossed my mind is that these people cannot live peacefully. They always have to trigger, destabilize natural cause, nature pretty much. They will not leave Harry and Meghan alone. I don't know. Baggage for God. Haha, he cracks me up. Brilliant, isn't he? Sums up the lot in London perfectly. There's a lot going on today. Have you seen the video of what Princess Anne thinks of Camilla? It's so wow. Okay, I came across a video. Maybe I should look for it and put it video. Oh, I have it on the list. So let me move it up. I had it a little bit further down. I'm not sure if it's the same thing, but I'll put it right after this one that they're making reference. Can you send me the link? Please, thank you. There's that. Cowmila of the Daily Express also wrote a very disgusting and unprofessional article. The British public could be forgiving for thinking Harry had sunk to his lowest point, but then he said all this. Baggage forgot. She does it by Uja board. Okay, that's the psychic thing. Is there anybody there? Let's pause this. She's right, but she's got the wrong couple. Most of the media are waiting for it to break eventually. Abolish the monarchy. Alright, so this is the video that I saw about Princess Anne. I didn't watch it, but I saw it and I quickly put it on the list. Camilla, the imposter, nobody in the royal family respect her. 100%. Okay, it's 1 minute and 5 seconds. I hope there's no music, but there will be screenshot, okay?
I will never bow to Camilla. As long as I am alive, I will be her nightmare. I am Princess Anne, and from beginning to end, I have never acknowledged Camilla's status. When she married into the royal family, I personally asked my mother for a special privilege to never have to bow to her. Even now that she has become queen, my stance remains unchanged. Camilla has never received even the slightest respect from me. This is not merely a matter of etiquette, but a complete denial and rejection of her as a person. Many people don't know that years ago Camilla stole my boyfriend Andrew and even married him. At that time I was deeply hurt, but I chose not to dwell on the past. However, after her marriage, Camilla had an affair with my brother Charles, ultimately bringing immense pain to the innocent Diana. This made me seriously question Camilla's character. After she entered the royal family, I saw even more clearly her overwhelming ambition. She dreamed of having her own children inherit royal titles, but I will never allow such a thing to happen. I will not tolerate anyone who tries to destroy the honor of our family.
Okay. If this is actually Anne, this is why I usually say she's the only one. Okay? I saw the light in that bunch. Not, okay, this is the way that I see Anne. Okay? The institution exists. The people allowed it to exist. They're bringing money in. She deal with it because she was born in it and she doesn't hide behind it, unlike the others. This audio that I'm hearing here is actually her, because I've heard there's some AI thing that usually manufacture people's voice and things like that. If this is actually her, that made me more confident, you know, to not support, I don't know. It's just that she's not hiding. There's no reason for her to hide. This is her position. This is what's there. Nobody abolish the monarchy. So she's using it to her best. At best, I will do the same thing if I was in her position. Live my life the best way that I know how. And if it's not there, then I will live my life accordingly. So this is Princess Anne. If it is her, actually, her audio. Appears that consort has been out for revenge ever since she was snubbed by them, determined to be in his life. Everyone was collateral damage. You know what surprised me with this? I need to record this by itself. What Princess Anne said about Princess Diana. Is it here?
Andrew, and even married him. At that time I was deeply hurt, but I chose not to dwell on the past. However, after her marriage, Camilla had an affair with my brother Charles, ultimately bringing immense pain to the innocent Diana.
That part. Bringing immense pain to Princess Diana. And the other thing, Princess Anne, well, it was an article, if it is true, sometime I made reference to it, when the things that was going on, when Charles and Andrew removed the Queen's secretary and put Edward Young, and that article had said Princess Anne and what's the younger brother with the Arden production, Ford Fiesta's husband. Oh my God, what's his name? Him, whatever his name is, I can't remember his name. Ford Fiesta's husband. So Princess Anne and her younger brother was against what Edward Young was doing. Okay, they spoke out about it. So Princess Anne, I think it's one of those people. I mean, you may not like the monarchy, like I said already. It's there and she's using it to the best of her abilities. And also, there's pictures and videos that I've come across where I think Princess Anne was bowing to another monarchy. So she understands her position. So she's not hiding from her position. And she said, I'm not gonna bow down to this. Alright. Despite what I've said here in this video, for some reason in the back of my mind, I'm thinking this might be an AI video. I don't think it's real. I don't think Princess Anne will be saying something. Then again, who knows? But I really don't think it's real. It might be AI. That's all. Let me read. I need to finish. Appears that consort has been out for revenge ever since she was snubbed by them, determined to be in his life. Everyone was collateral damage. If she had been accepted, none of the event will have occurred. The fall is completely self-inflicted. In a way, yeah. Like I've said before, everything that you see, it's like a circle, okay? Everything you see that's going on, create it, manufacture it, package it, and send to out there. It's all the royal family, okay? All of them. You could blame them for everything. Okay, what is there to respect? There's that. Anne should have been her mother's successor, not Charles. She is the only one with a backbone. That's what I think too. It's an AI, I believe, but still quite on brand for plain speaking. And that's what I was saying. Because there's some AI that manufactured people's voice. All right, let's go to the next one. This has to do with Diana. After this one, I need to wake up the kids. Diana predicted everything that was going to happen to her and then to her son Harry. All right, let's see here. I post this on my community board. I'm just gonna read what's underlined. There were a couple of reasons for rewriting her will. Okay, let's read everything. That she had this suspicion, this feeling, this premonition that they wanted her dead. There were a couple of reasons for rewriting her will. Not only did she believe she might be removed from the scene in the near future, she wanted to ensure that Prince Harry will have substantial funds available for him to lead an independent life as a wealthy man in his own right without necessarily having to go out to work to support a wife and a family, as well as having the means to run a large country house and maintain an apartment in London. That I'm reading this part here. What remind me, there are a lot of people in the UK who claim to be in high society. They have castles and everything, but their castles are in ruin. They're putting that facade, but they still the financial backing. Okay, just pretending. This is why they're doing all this fake stuff. But Diana saw what was needed, and Harry learned too. And this is why he didn't quickly marry anybody. And the moment he saw Meghan, I mean, my goodness, he didn't even see her full face. All right, let me finish. Diana feared for Harry in case the royal family turned against him as they did her. She trusted no one in the royal family. She knew that if the Queen and Philip decided something should happen, it did not matter a damn whether Charles, the heir to the throne, agree or not. Diana's fear that she might meet a sudden end, though she was only in her 30s, was also the era. She saw it. There's written letters of her. Why would she not want him to work? Okay, because she saw what happened to others like Fergie and Edward, the attack. I mean, they took Princess Diana as this idiot. Okay, and it's very sad to hear Princess Diana make reference to that as well, because she didn't have A-level. I don't know how the schooling system in the UK goes, but I guess higher education. And she made reference to it as if they thought of her, she's stupid.
But I was portrayed in the media at that time, if I remember rightly, as someone, because I hadn't passed any O-levels and taken any A-levels, I was stupid. And I made the grave mistake once of saying to a child I was thick as a plank in order to ease the child's nervousness, of which it did. But that headline went all around the world, and I rather regret saying it.
But in fact, reality plays in front of her. She has common sense. Common sense is the foundation of everything. If you don't have common sense, you might as well be as dumb as a rock. But she had common sense. She saw what was happening. She adjusted and she learned, she created, she did what she needed to do. Look at it. She knew she was weak in public speaking. What did she do? With her privilege, she hired a coach to teach her. All right? So this is all of that. All right, let's read this. Because she saw what happened to others like Fergie and Edward, the attack from the press, and how the royal family were treating them, she wanted Harry to be financially independent. not be blackmailed by the royals. Okay, and this is what the institution want for Harry. When they kick him out, they took everything away from him. So Princess Diana was several steps ahead. Okay, what book is from? Okay, I need to know that too. Okay, page 110 from the 2003 book titled Diana's Secret Lies by Nicholas Davies. All right, that's an ad. Let's bookmark, like it and bookmark it so it could appear on my like thing. Go back. The royal could have engineered the crash that killed her. She had a seat belt on. She could have lived. I mean, they said she was breathing. People were rather taking pictures. Harry made reference to it too. They rather taking pictures instead of helping her. And what happened in New York, there was something that the Daily Mail, the British media, I don't know if it's specifically Daily Mail, but the British media put something out knowing that Meghan was going to receive the award, and they were putting like a bond. If they get certain pictures, certain way, certain amount of money will be given. All right, so they knew. If she had a seatbelt on, she could have lived. Whether they wanted her dead or not, they did have anything to do with the crash that killed her. Okay, yes, they did, and it will be exposed soon. This, all right, so that's that. All right, let's read this and then that's it. Wow, wow, wow. I didn't know her personally, and I never had opportunity to meet her, but I miss her dearly. For me, she will always be the only princess of Wales. I swear Diana predicted everything. It's like Harry said in the Oprah interview, I think she saw this coming. And I think she's still working wherever she's at to protect Harry and the Sussexes. They didn't turn against him though. You know full well his wife made him turn against. Meghan, please. These people are freaking ridiculous. She gave up everything. All she was doing was what the institution stood for. Helping people, doing charitable work. But apparently that was a facade for the people to just, it's like a fake package. Go, eat this, live with that. The facade that the royal family put is that they there for charitable work. What did Meghan do?
Deal with everything else that comes with it. But no, you know, we're a fantastic team. We know we are, and we hope to, you know, over time try and have as much impact for all the things that we care about as much as possible.
I am very excited about that, yeah.
And Meghan, given your acting and the profile you had, you'd already been involved in various causes, you've been an ambassador for UN Women. What about this new role? I mean, you're going to have a bigger platform, a bigger voice. What do you want to do with it?
I mean, I think what's been really exciting as we talk about the transition of this out of my career but into the role is that, as you said, the causes that have been very important to me I can focus even more energy on, because very early out of the gate I think you realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility, which I take seriously. And at the same time, I think in these beginning few months and now being boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella. And also being able to go around to the Commonwealth. I think it's just the beginning of a...
There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do.
And it's an immense change. You're getting a new country out of it, a husband obviously, but also giving up your
nice.
career.
Yes, that's nice. Yes. But I don't see it as giving anything up. I just see it as a change.
It's a new challenge. It's a new
chapter, right? And also keep in mind, I've been working on my show for 7 years.
She got over there doing smart work, the Together cookbook, and many other things. But why will they throw her out? When, as a matter of fact, as I'm speaking, this book is still helping the UK. Let's see here. There's 3 comments under it. Not just Charles. She saw how the royal family treated him just as Queen Mother, having tea with William, but ignore Harry. The video clip of Diana on the stairs outside the hospital with newborn Harry says a lot. It really is time to end this rubbish monarchy. Chris, this is scary to read, but think about this. 1. Princess Diana knew Charles wished the second child was a girl and witnessed his negativity toward the birth of. And 2. Princess Diana obviously witnessed how Charles treated him as a child. Perhaps there are reasons she always held Harry close. That's it. Let me pause. Maybe when I come back, I need to wake up the kids. Oh my God, 6 or 7. All right. I'm gonna pause and continue later. It's 6:30 something. Too much noise. Everybody's up. So that's it for now.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.